Do you sometimes see that the betrayal doesn't always come from someone else, but maybe it comes from an internal, like they've betrayed themselves?
Well, here's the deal. Absolutely. And this is where we get the term betrayal blindness from, because betrayal blindness is a term that was coined in the early 90s by a woman named Jennifer Freed. And what she found was that a part of our nervous system, which is the fight, flight, freeze, all those other F's, um, what they do is their job is to actually calm our body and or keep us safe. So what happens is when we have a perceived threat, betrayal blindness will kick in, and we won't dig into that threat further. So let me give you an example, okay? I don't know if I gave you this last time we were talking, but imagine Little Red Riding Hood. She wants to go see her grandma, and she knows she's got to trudge through the, scary forest, but she wants to see her grandma so bad she's willing to do whatever. She's got blinders on. So she goes up to the house and she knocks on the door. But you know what? Something inside of her tells her something's off. Because usually grandma says, "Who is it?" Nobody said anything. Something inside of her tells her something's off. Now, she might not know exactly what's off, but something's off that's telling her. But because she wants to see her grandmother so bad, she ignores those pink and red flags. So she opens up the door. She walks in. "Grandma, grandma, you home?" She doesn't get an answer. Now, something inside of her is even louder, but she can't pinpoint it. She just knows something's off. Now she goes to the back room and she knows this isn't her grandmother. She's like, "Grandma, why do you have beady eyes, long jaws, sharp teeth? I mean, come on. What?" But she doesn't run because betrayal blindness kicks in, but it's to her detriment because the wolf obviously eats her and she dies. Well, here's the deal. 9 times out of 10, you were in a relationship and there's times something feels off. We can't pinpoint it. We might not know exactly, but just something is what. But what happens is betrayal blindness kicks in. Our natural body's senses kicks in, and this is often on a subconscious level. And what we think of is, oh man, if I start asking questions about the lip gloss that I just found in the glove compartment, or the hair that I found on the seat that's not my color, we now I got to tell my friends that the person I was with was unfaithful. That's embarrassing. Now my kids might have to spend every other weekend with each parent, and now my finances are going to be disrupted. And again, a lot of this happens on a subconscious level. So we're like, no, 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 and then we start excusing it away. Oh, my wife is so nice. When I saw her at Starbucks with her boss, she was probably just, giving him some tips on, whatever. Or my husband's so nice, the blonde hair in his car, he probably just gave his coworker a ride home because he's so nice. Okay, but here's the deal, what you just said, and you're correct. When the crap hits the fan and we actually now are faced with the reality, our spouse, our partner, our significant other is absolutely cheating on me, having an affair, betraying me, what have you. Now you're not only dealing with the betrayal of the person you loved and trusted the most, you're trying to do that when you don't even know who you are because you betrayed yourself for so long. So, yes, it's both, and sometimes one or the other.
Which one is more impactful, the betrayal of someone else or the betrayal of ourselves?
Well, that completely depends from person to person. How much self love do you have? How much self worth do you have? How much self reflection do you have? One of the things that I tell people all the time is, and this is my own thing, so you're not going to find this in any study just because I've been working with couples for so long. This is my own thing. When we are hit with a betrayal and it's in front of our eyes and there's no denying it, in my opinion, 40% of what we're going through in that moment is the betrayal at hand. 40% of our complete, shattered, broken, damaged, destroyed self is the destruction at hand. But in my opinion, the other 60% is what that did is it woke up the sleeping giant of your developmental wounds that were unhealed. So I think when we betray ourselves, it has longer effects and deeper roots. Because I'm telling you something, when I try to help couples, especially if they're trying to rebuild and repair and move back on together, yes, we have to spend time on you as a couple and the betrayal and the broken trust. There's no doubt. But if you don't heal your pre-existing insecurities and pre-existing wounds, then what you're going to do is imprison your partner, your spouse, your significant other for the rest of their life. And no matter what they do to build trust, it's never going to be good enough because they're fighting an invisible battle. And those are your wounds that you need to deal with.